4:13. It is July 16th. Here we are, another day down. Hopefully everyone did what they could do. It was a very fast trade at times, but ultimately lots of preparation and pivots helped everyone guide through it. Well, what do I mean? Let's get to it. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer at T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap look ahead. So it's like, they are playing with the range. Guys are searching for stops on one side, searching for stops for another side. That's why we like to do our homework and get the pivots, right? Yesterday, we opened up above 626.87, couldn't hold it. Came all the way in today. We went below 622.06 to stop people out. Went below 621.53. Went all the way to low is 617. That was the last level, 617.86, right? Did it hit a double bottom? What was this low? 617? No, not quite. So that's why we map things out. If you got out here or got short here, I was in some puts. I'd sold probably 50% of my puts and then a little bit more, and then I got out of them and I made, I salvaged some money. But in order to break this spot, you really had to be weak, let alone just trade the range. But anyway, close right in here. We're still, just moving along. So listen, I'm talking to guys that are buying extremes, and some are selling strength, and people are playing both sides. You can play both sides when you're in a range. Can't play both sides when you're trending, but for the past 2 to 3 months, you've been trending, and now the market's trying to figure out, can it continue to trend? We'll see. Q's also a little bit more sloppy, went below this low, came back above it, went below 552, came back above it, and ultimately, I guess we can make this a little looser and wider now. We like tight because it's easier to quantify, but when it gets a little looser, it gets harder. So this range is now bigger. What's this low here? 551.56. 551.56. It's getting old going through all this stuff. But it's still moving along. Anyway. IWM, kind of similar, went below 218, right? So listen, if you sold strength into 223 or above, or broke here and got out of there, you could have bought back into the 21-day, like here. So if you sold strength, same kind of thing, extended from the 8-day, maybe you bought back into that. Maybe this starts something new. I don't know. We now have new points of reference. We'll see. But this 221-ish was good resistance at first. Now we'll see what's next. Same thing with XBI. They sold some bank strength, and then what else? Then what happened? Just more loose and wide action. I said, leave these things alone. They're choppy as hell. Goldman Sachs, they sold the strength, and then they bought it. See what happens now. Now you have this to trade against. New point of reference. How to go below 694 by what? By $3 or so. Anyway, so these are what the sectors are doing. The computers are good. Got to know where the battlegrounds are. That's why I'm up at 4:45 every day, figuring out the battlegrounds. Anyway, I'll tell you, mega cap tech, not really much fun. Amazon, I don't know, hanging by a thread here. Broke below here, still above there. I got rid of the ones for Friday and bought ones for next week, the 227s to see. It's been better to buy on the trend line than not. I'm still in some stock too, we'll see. Google was better, also though quiet. I didn't roll them up, but I did sell my options into strength. I'm still in the stock, and we'll see if something more fun could happen here. It's not much fun. Apple also, you got to be like so perfect. I bought yesterday, and I did not add at all on strength. If anything, I bought into the negative close, and I trimmed into strength, and now I'm back to, a little bit more flexible. It's still tight here. Still looks fair, just, it's not really giving you clues to doing what it's going to do. Netflix earnings tomorrow. Not a whole hell of a lot. Nothing's really changed. If you want a call spread, 13 by 13.50 maybe. I'm not playing it. Meta's a little weaker. Broke the 21-day. Interesting. It's not giving you any kind of active day trading reason to be in it. Last time it looked like it was breaking. The next day it engulfed it. So if you're going home short, I could see why, but just know that this name is tough. Here's bigger support This is where the 50 days, if it wants to see it. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Where did I make money today? The drones. ACHR, look at that. We've been buying a ton in there, like tier 4. Now I'm like tier 1.5. Nice move. Looks like it can continue. RDW, not as great, but kind of went as high as what? 1824 before coming in, and it looks just fine. It's rebuilding. Obviously, the best name is Joby, and I'm not in it, and I apologize, but it is what it is. It's leading the way. So the question is, can other names follow, like the ACHR or the RDW? But when this reverses, the laggards, have some trouble. This RGTI guys in the Alpha team were talking about very early. What a nice trade. I'm sorry I didn't go back to it. I just remember having this, and I just have like kind of a bad memory. I don't remember exactly when I had it, but it wasn't fun. Now it looks like it's on its way back to 21. It's got a huge void here. Hopefully this leads the way for robotics and quantum. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but all in all, nice move, nice gap. We'll see if it continues. Some guys are in this. QUBT I think looks fair. Just building. I'd rather be buying in the base and then maybe add through here if it goes. I'm in QBTS. Looked a little bit better, perking up. Maybe it wants to break above this spot. That'd be nice. Then you have a whole area up here. So I'm hoping RGTI leads the way for that, but we'll see. I've been just buying dips, not adding on strength. I did buy some other robotics, this little KITT. I don't know, day 1 volume maybe. There's something fun there. SERV. Also, day 1. We'll see if it gets, some follow through. Has some room if it wants it. There's some decent volume there. I think this. So, I'm trying to just look for things, keep moving, not get too involved, but do things that make some sense, that have a reason. Got to have a reason to be in things, I think. I kind of screwed up CRCL. What a nice move. I talked about it this morning. I went in it for a trade. I made peanuts. Peanuts and popcorn. I'll admit it. I did not trade this well. The stock scares me sometimes. When I'm up money and I just don't want to lose it, this is a name that could, take your money pretty fast. It's good to see it rebuilt though and went. Can't complain about that. SBET, wow. I can complain about that. I got out of it 23, 24. Still expanding itself. Filled the gap. That was a target to fill the gap. Gap is gone. Now where could it go? Guess this is your first spot now. I should have held some options, but whatever. I made money. All you can do is make money. Some guys were looking at game today. Didn't close fantastic, but these things are where the money is, ETF treasury stuff. So I will say, I know I'm not as speculative as everyone would like, but I did have Ethereum. I was buying Ethereum options in here. I think I bought it here, kept them, added to them, sold some, sold the rest, and rolled it higher. This is now filled. Congratulations. We'll see if it works its way towards the highs. I went out a little further, but really, really nice action here. Gapped up above here. Gotta say, crypto's trading fantastic. I bought a dip in IBITS today. Nice dip to buy. Held there. Looks like, looks good. If you bought down here and sold strength, you're able to buy some back. That's why we use a tier system. Looks good. Could be IMIC, could be my friend. My friend IMIC was upset I bit didn't, G, whatever it is, didn't close in the highs. Kidding. Anyway, yeah, crypto is definitely better than the Mag 7 for now. That's why I'm in a bunch. So if you look at my Alpha Team ETF, I'm in Ethereum, which I just sold for a huge profit from 22. That just guess how much that is, to a higher strike where I actually sold some and bought some and sold some. I bought it correctly, 2 buys today, and then I've made highs. So I'm in that. I am in IBIT, so I'm in that bull I just bought back today. That's really the extent of the crypto for now, unfortunately. I have rum calls, but they're going to go worthless. SMCI is a semi. What else do I have in crypto land? Yeah, it's enough. I had MSTU, but I don't have that anymore. So I'm trying. I'm still hedging. I'm holding and just trying to continue to move my feet and be prepared and find some things for everybody to do that makes some sense. Not every hand's an 11 versus 6, but a 10 versus 4 is pretty good. A 9 versus a 6 is pretty good. I'm looking for like pretty good. Anyway. What else? You guys have any questions for me? Palantir, yeah, I miss Palantir. Didn't seem like an easy setup for me. It's just this was your day to get back in it, and now it's been working higher. Someone asked me, where's Dash? Looks lower. You know, I'd love to see some kind of move lower, but we'll see. I'm not in there right now. I am in ASTS. I bought the dip. I bought options. Every day it's been giving you a dip to buy. It's been great. You know, I got very small. I missed this last portion of it. And then I started buying here. I added options and everything, sold some into here, and now I'm trading around it pretty damn good. Hopefully you guys are also. It'd be awesome, fantastic if you could trade above, what is this, 54 what? 54.05. I'm sure when it gets there, the bears are going to try and do a double top, but I don't think it's going to hold. But anyway, what's this high? 52.69. Arm. Yeah, yeah, little bottom tail into the 50 day. Still nowhere. Still, I guess if you sold it, you know, when it failed to hold 166, you could have bought it back, and now there's room if it wants it. What did NVIDIA do today? Wasn't where the action was. You know, didn't give you downside follow through. Did a little red dog reversal around this 169, still holding here, which is pretty impressive. Can't be upset about that. Digestion is good. SMCI, I feel like digested decently too. Held this area, looks pretty good. Let's hope that it gets above this little spot and gets to 56 plus next week. If so, sizzler on red dog. Anyway, we'll see. That's it. I just went through so many different, you know, scenarios. You still have robotics in play. You have drones in play. You have Mag 7 is here or there. Semis are, depending on the day. Spies are giving you tradable moves, both long and short. So I would suggest just getting up early, getting prepared, and following my lead, or follow everyone from the Alpha team. The Alpha team's doing pretty damn good. You know, I'll ask. Let's see. You know, is anyone at the highs of their year or close to it? Anybody? TR is lose over. Nope. Here. Yes, yes. Over. Blessed. New high. Yes, absolutely. Nice. You can't always be at the highs of your year, but it's nice when you are. Nice. Me too. A blue Tesla too, but okay. Not everyone is. I'm telling you, I was at the golf outing I told you guys the other day, and so many people are short. So many people are flat to down money this year because they use opinions. They don't use technicals. They're listening to sales traders. They listen to people who play traders on TV. That's not us. But anyway, listen, there was some tough, you know, trades out there. I know that the first month or two was tough, and people were, you know, just spinning their wheels. But that's why you have to keep your mindset strong. So when you're spinning your wheels, you stay in the game. So when things set up and you get a nice sequence, you know, you go after it. You know, I know, my better sequence, like sometimes everyone has like a better sequence, wasn't the W higher low bottom. My better sequence happened here. This is when Red Dog, I don't think I've had a real down day since, and I've had a ton of money trades. And that was right here. You know, I started a good sequence here too, but really, I made a lot of money starting here because just a lot of my names had really good setups, and now we're here. And that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 18 days later, so 3 weeks. So 3-week active sequence where, you know, it's been really good action. And that's why you're here. You know, you only really make your money, to be honest, you know, 3-4 times a year. You know, it could be 3 weeks, it could be a month, it could be 6 weeks in those sequences, it could be 2 weeks, and then the rest is like spinning your wheels, biding your time, keeping discipline, not losing too much, and moving along. And that's the truth. If anyone tells you it's exciting, it's great, it's awesome, every move is catchable, I don't know. Hopefully it's a free service, or I don't even know. It's survive in advance. So it's stack days. It's friggin', you know, Creed, you know, one round, one punch, move forward. You know, I was down. I was down 100. I was down friggin' a lot of money in the first month or two where I was in that downtrend. Not because I'm such a long, because it was tough to be. It was just tough. Anyway, here we are. It's July 16th. Let's continue to just, not fall asleep behind the wheel. Have some hedges that could make us some money and cost us some money, and stick with trades for a reason. If the reason changes, we just adjust, and that's it. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.